Hello, I'm Merc, or Ghosty VA. You may be wondering, why am I remaking my line tactics videos? Well, in all honesty, they fucking suck. So I'm remaking them. First order of business. How to actually form a line. Look at how these guys are formed. They are in what's called a one rank formation. You have a line of people shoulder to shoulder. Typically, your officer would be here, giving commands, ordering you to fire, ordering you to move, etc. They would be at the edge of any line. Now, let's say there's a bunch of people but not a lot of room. You would do a double rank. A double rank is the same thing as one rank, but with one rank behind it. So you would see how these people are formed. That's how a double rank would look. Now, the big thing about double ranks is typically you would want there to be a gap here. Let's say for my POV, I can see between them. That's optimal, so I can actually see where I'm aiming and, shoot properly. But there's another thing that you should take into account. The people in front should be putting their effort in to use their bayonets after firing. Typically what they do is they go into a double rank. The first rank and second rank would be divided by a name. This would be first rank, this would be second rank. So it would be first rank, fire, second rank, fire, first rank, fire, second rank, fire, etc, etc. Or it would be company, fire. Now let's go over your firing commands. So, typically it would be, oh, I see an enemy, I'm gonna shoot them. Well, in this case, you would want to just wait for the officer's command. It would do make ready, present, fire, and then you would reload. Now, it's not particularly hard to do this, but somehow people have found a way to make it as confusing as possible, which I'll never understand. Another way to fire is a ripple fire. Let's say you're in a rank. They would say ripple fire, left to right. I'm at the far left, so I begin. So ripple fire left to right would be fire, 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 fire. It would fire down the line, one by one. Ripple fire right to left would be the same thing. I fire, 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 fire. Now there will come a time where shooting ain't really optimal. Your officer would say, fix bayonets. You stop what you're doing, you take your bayonet out. When you are in your bayonet form, best way to play it is to use your downswing. And then when you get within range while in first person, you aim towards about their top of their shotgun, which lets you headshot anything easily. The officer will likely tell you to prepare for charge, which means they have a charge ready via drinking canteen or just killing enemies. So look out for that yellow flashing icon. Now, let's go over wheeling. So let's say you have a full line here, but you're not really sure about your positioning, or an enemy is flanking you. You would say company left or company right wheel. Your officer would say that, and then they would turn. What the line would do is they would turn with the officer. So if I turn like this, you would go on my right shoulder. So I would turn, and then you would end up like that. Or if you're on my left shoulder, you would end up like that. You would likely end up on the same shoulder facing the same direction as me. That is the best way to do it. Now, the big thing. There are specific companies that are in this regiment, or nation per se, known as guard regiments. They have different loadouts entirely, because they get grenades. Yeah, grenades. They get to blow things up. They work, fundamentally speaking, the same as infantry, but they're expected to a lot higher of a standard. The grenade companies, or guard companies, etc., they would be told to prepare grenade. Prepare to throw, they would hold the grenade. Throw, they would throw the grenade. Or the officer would say, throw at will, where they would wait, aim, throw, all on their own accord, until their officer tells them to stop, or until they run out of grenades, which is pretty simple. It works the same way as a line command, where you would be in formation, chilling with other soldiers, you know, singing little shanties and all that. Prepare a throw. Ready, throw. Throw. Then you toss a grenade. That simple. Another thing is SFLs. You've been in kindergarten at least once. So, let's take a look at what these guys are doing. They are in a SFL with me. They are in a single file line with me. That means that they will follow wherever I go. Whenever you're in a single file line, you move when the person in front of you does. So let's say this guy started moving, he would move, then he would move, then he would move. But if one person stops, they stop, then they stop, then they stop. It's a manner of organization and head count. If there's any other questions, feel free to DM me after seeing this video if you're in my nation. But the big thing, the really, really big thing here is you really don't want to get caught out alone. The whole point of a line formation, strength in numbers. Here's an example. Let's take... one guy. Versus 3. Who would you expect to win that engagement? You'd be like, well, the more numerical bot, right? Aw, damn. I forgot they don't target other bots. This is unfortunate. So I'll use a better example. See how that's going on? Technically, he's at a disadvantage. He handled it pretty well, but what about more of them? See how he's struggling, starting to get pushed around more, unable to truly hold his ground. He is being forced to rout, keep moving. He can't reload, can't catch his breath, can't heal. He is forced to continue doing things that isn't optimal for his line formation. Now, let's say you got 20 of the boys, you know, just chilling. 20 of you in a line formation, you know, drinking your canteens, chatting, shanties again, all that stuff. Then suddenly, oh no, a bunch of people. Since you're in a much larger formation, you have more people on your hand that can assist each other. See how much easier that was? You didn't even have to move. They still are in the same area as they were when I spawned them in. Power in numbers. You're only as strong as your main line. So, if your main line's weak, you're weak. Remember that. Protect your comrades and If your officer dies, then listen to your NCOs or next in command, because that is important. That is the basics for line formations. Thank you for watching.